Company, always on the run. A destiny, oh, it's the rising sun. I was born, a shotgun in my hands. Behind the gun, I'll make my final stand. Yeah, and that's why they call me Bad Company.
And welcome to the Situation Room, where we're going to discuss quite a bit of stuff, including a video that was just released by Kickside about the new walls, and CC and some of the new other stuff. They are going to literally give away a few secrets, basically. But before we get to all that, we need to do the wrap up on Invasion. Now, some of you are already saying, why bother? Why even look at it? Because to do that, to go through it, give everything proper, information, we still need to do the wrap up. So we will go through the wrap up of Invasion first, but let me introduce my panel, and we'll have some fun that way. To begin with, I still believe that's Champ. His smiling face is off right now because he's doing, I believe, a 90. We got Iron Hand. We got Happy. We got Sandman. We got Ghost Rider and myself and whoever else shows up. I mean, I sent the link out to a bunch of people. And I mean a bunch because they all come and go as they please. It's the way it works in here. I don't care. They show, that's great. They don't show, that's okay. There's no mandate of showing up. So, after a very, very interesting, I'd say, show Thursday and then another show Friday, I think everybody's on the same page about Invasion, but we're still going to go through it. So let's start with Champ. Champ, what was your final time, and how would you rate this Invasion?
Hold on a sec. Find my time. I'm not sure what my time is. It's 15 minutes something. I didn't really, I did one run through. It was a pretty tough Invasion. Usually I get it done quicker than that without even trying. But, I just did the run through, get my tokens, and hopefully I can get at least 3 Bloodthorn or whatever they give out for that Cerritos. It doesn't even show it. Yeah, I think my time was 15 minutes, 10 seconds or something.
So how would you rate this one?
I don't care, man. It doesn't matter to me.
So you're like a neutral, don't give a shit either way.
I don't care. I'll just do it to get the tokens. But yeah, I care what. I can care less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a big deal to me. So.
All right, Iron. What about you?
I think I was like 1348 in Invasion. Really, it was okay. I mean, it gave units away that Lowe's might need, but really not much that I needed other than tokens and some thorium. That's about it. Was not impressed though.
I think that's going to be overall rating of this. Miss Happy, did you do Invasion?
I only did Wave 1. I didn't survive Wave 2. I need a lot of upgrading.
That's the way it works. It's called Upgrade Commander. Oh, I mean War Commander. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong. It was 13.
Bad Commander.
Mine was actually 13 minutes, 17 seconds. I thought it was 48.
Not bad at all. Sandman, what did you think of it? And how did you do? You got to unmute first.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. How'd you do on Invasion?
1348.
And how would you rank this Invasion? Rated 1 to 10.
Oh, hell, it's a 1. I didn't like it. It sucked.
I think that's getting to be the standard around here. Ghost Rider, what do you think? What was your time?
Didn't finish it. Went to 9. 10 was a little bit ridiculous, so it kind of showed me that I needed to upgrade my platforms a bit more. But that's what I'm doing now, anyways. I did it 4 times for the units, not necessarily for the tokens, because I'm not even sure if I want to get the tokens for that unit yet, and I'm sure they'll be available later on at some future time. Overall, I wasn't really impressed because it's not like. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it anymore, honestly.
Yeah. Huntsman, welcome to joining us. And what did you do? How'd you do on Invasion? What would you rank it?
I got up to wave 9 done, wave 10 kicked my ass, and then some.
Did you enjoy it though?
Wasn't too bad. Disappointed I couldn't get through wave 10.
Okay. Welcome, Venom. Did you do Invasion, and what was your time?
I did. I got about guesstimating around the 12-minute because I wasn't doing it 4 times like everyone here on the panel. My focus was strictly on just getting the tokens so I could scrap them out and use them for tokens that I actually wanted.
That's about sums it up. My time. Now, I did this one way and only one way only. I threw the judge in just to see how the judge would work. I then learned if you would have put it on aggressive, the damn thing works much better. So just give you a heads up. You got the judge in your base, put that son of a bitch on aggressive. It does work better. It does work better when it's on aggressive.
Yeah, something to add to that. If you have it in aggressive, and you have Jericho in there with it, you can give it the rapid fire.
And the rapid fire I did test does work.
Yeah.
So be aware, the rapid fire, put it on aggressive, it does work better. Is it the machine that they all wanted it to be? No, I still think even Kickside's a little disappointed. I think personally, I think it's the crest, the length of time that it fires to the air and then finally hits. Most of the time, the unit's gone, and when it does hit, it doesn't pack the punch. So it's very disappointing.
And it's pretty much useless for offline hits. I mean, if you want to put it in your base defense that's not going to do crap. So
I haven't built mine yet because I need to upgrade my storage.
Mine is horrendous in online and offline attacks. I mean, I can't do shit with it, but that's probably because I only have 3 of the 8 parts. So
that would explain why you can't do shit with it.
Right.
So basically, I'm going to be honest. I did Invasion with this way. I did 14 minutes, almost 15. I did it to get the tokens. I still got 21 original of those tokens. I still haven't decided whether to scrap it or not. I only found one base they're useful in, one base only. That's the sharpshooter bases. That with a couple of them in Sunder, I think about 5 of them in Sunder, you really could kick that base's ass with free repair. Other than that, I do not find those units to be useful for me. So I'm thinking about scrapping all those tokens.
the Cerebus.
Yep.
Oh, you know what base they're useful in?
Sharpshooter.
Yep.
No, they're useful in 150 Cerebus bases.
Oh, yeah.
Cerberus.
2 bases.
Cerberus.
Yeah, Cerberus or whatever you want to call
I
it.
just got myself straightened by champ and president. Once again, champ and president.
Absolutely.
Those units are not impressive. So I'm going to give the Invasion as a 2 because, well, I just needed to get the tokens and test my judge. That was it. That's all I did it for. I'm not going to even lie about that. All right, so No, I think we pretty much. Let me look at YouTube real quick. Did anybody out there enjoy Invasion or was happy with Invasion?
Yeah, I didn't even think about giving it a number, but I give it like a 4.
I'm not gonna lie, it just was not something I wanted to do. I saw Invasion on the calendar. I was like, ugh.
Well, let's just say it this way: it's not worthy of a number.
I think that's what most people said. Pretty much were saying.
She's gonna make me be the asshole. All right, I found it. I found it okay. You know, I do. I mean, I would give it like an 8 or 9. I like I say, I'm a bit parsed because I didn't do it for the time. I wasn't trying to speed race through it to get that extra little bit. But as far as the waves, I know a lot of people it was hard for, but I'm personally was okay with it. I didn't find it too difficult. The Juggernaut and the Herald at the end in Wave 10 was kind of nice.
Spencer gave it a 2. Hillary said Invasion sucked.
Well, Venom, what did you use in your base for Wave 10?
From Wave 1 to 9, all I used was 8 Phalanx and letting my base do its thing. And why is my stupid computer trying to update? Wave 10, I used the same 7 Phalanx basically to turn units around and let my base have more time. And then I used 5 anti-air technicals, take out the Herald.
You wanted to be funny, Venom? I didn't even put a unit in besides the Judge, and I still killed the Herald. My Hornets come popping out of that damn thing and took that bitch right down.
That is a good thing. I think I might have some Hornets in my 2 zones.
8 Hornets in there, and let me tell you, the time it dropped on my towers, it was already done. That thing was done. Look, I sent you the damn link. You're paying my ass. Get in here. Jesus. Let's see. Armageddon said 5. Just did it once. The one said gives it an 8. Was fun, but only did it one time. There's not a lot of repeaters. As a matter of fact, I don't see anybody saying they repeated for time.
No.
Yeah. I give it a 4.
Yeah, it's
not a fan.
Yeah, I spread mine out over all the days. It's not like I did it once.
But it's not, to me, it's not worth doing it for the time anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's not worth the effort. It's not worth it.
I know you
least to
are.
me it is.
I've already done that too myself. Thank you. But Knuckles says, like the Invasion, just had to change my base around so much to play. Just did one time through. I gave it a 7. Okay.
I'd still like to understand when their units, the Purifier and the Vindicators, when the hell they started spawning Ancloaks.
Acolytes. When did they start spawning Acolytes?
Yeah.
A couple of days ago they started doing that crap, and now they're just consistently doing it. They don't do it for us, though.
No. It'd be nice if they did.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, same with the trophies that are supposed to shoot, but they don't in our base.
Well, they get a lot of stuff that do, and we get a lot of stuff that don't. All right, so let's talk about let me play this video that Kickside has put out. Welcome, Miss Hillary, by the way. Let me play this video that Kickside has put out about the new CC. Literally just happened right before the show, so I don't think anybody else has really seen too much of it. So let me get that up and running for YouTube can see what I'm seeing here. I think yeah, there it is. I went to the wrong one, damn it. Hold on.
Commanders, Command Center 14 is rapidly approaching, and it's bringing new tools to wage war and defend your base. War production is coming to the barracks and war factory, which allows these buildings to employ infantry and units while your base is under attack. Brand new super walls protect your base like never before. The Command Center Shield turret defends not only your command center, but also any building that touches. Upgrades to the weapons lab enable you to build a second bastion. All of this and more is coming soon. Stay tuned.
And welcome to the new planet, I'm telling you. What does everybody think of that?
Well, the shielding is cool, but that's about it.
Oh boy.
Let's start with Champ. What do you think of all that information they just gave us?
I like the shield idea. I like the idea you can put buildings next to it to shield those buildings as well. What I don't like is being able to attack while you're under attack. I don't like that idea at all. Because I just don't like it. That's an aspect. If your base is under attack, you should not be able to deploy under any circumstance.
Does anybody else see a manipulation coming where something deploys like 700 dogs at you or something?
Yeah, I see a chance for manipulation and a chance for a lot more lag.
Oh,
Yep.
Well, with the new walls being 4 walls, supposedly taking the graphics loading down, where they were supposedly reducing the lag using that, it seems like that with it, all the rest of the stuff going to go on, it seems like there's going to be a lot more lag coming in to replace what they're trying to get out of it. It doesn't make sense.
Let's clarify this. What they're doing on the footprint are these new walls being 4 walls being put into one. Technically, what it does is take the footprint from having 260 walls down to what 28 or something like that. Somebody told me it drops the footprint and it's supposed to drop the lag time. But
I doubt that.
I won't believe it when I see it.
They're dropping it there, but then they're going to make it worse by let's deploy stuff out of these buildings while you're under attack.
I know a lot of us, we requested preview server. And from last word I heard from, I forgot who it was, Storm Chaser or one of those other guys. But apparently their preview server is broken or something.
Oh, it's been broken for quite some time.
Yeah, so
that's why they haven't done a preview server in a long time.
My understanding is, wouldn't that base defense in that mode make it to where you can gain infamy for defending?
I have no idea.
Well, my other question about the walls aspect is, so we're going to be mandated to have 4 walls. Are we going to have a single wall choice in this thing?
Good question, and I don't have any answers on that.
You can't make arced shapes. You can't make triangular shapes if the walls are locked in a 4-wall, I don't like it. I just don't like that.
Yeah, what I'm concerned about it is if they take away all the single walls and make us use 4 walls, that means some of these building shapes are kind of awkward as it is. So if we're trying to protect them with walls, we're going to leave a lot of gaps, evidently.
Oh, absolutely. And there's buildings, the footprints are not even measurements, north-south and versus east-west. So you're going to have these problems. Like you might have put 8 walls when you only really needed 6. So you have this 2-wall sticking out. That's not enough space to put another item next to the object that you're trying to surround, but too big for the object that you're trying to surround.
Plus, you those extra walls because they're sticking out that you really wanted something else.
I think we're going to have to be creative in our base designs for this one to work.
Yeah, and that also pushes the structure that you want to position next to. Say you're surrounding, for example, a power plant, and a power plant is 3.5 walls currently, correct? Roughly. I'm going to use random numbers because I don't.
About 4, yeah.
4. Okay, so 4. So with 4x4x4, you can do it. However, if you're doing something like the drone or the missile silos, or the rocket silos, those don't work in your northeast, northwest, or northeast to south, or southeast to northwest kind of angle. They don't work. So you're going to have this extension of a wall and a half or a block, 2 blocks sticking up that now you can't put anything up against it because it's not big enough, but it's going to push whatever you want to put next to that silo away that extra distance. So now you're making gaps between things that you don't want gaps. I don't know. Now, all I can say, when this comes, don't upgrade. See what happens with other people who do.
Now, according to Skipjack and YouTube, turned around seeing Bernie today at 6:21 p.m. There will be single walls still.
Yeah, but if the option's there to upgrade your walls to this new wall, what I'm saying is when we went from the old walls to the new walls, the next generation walls, the next level walls, I would assume this is a level. So if you want, just hear out what other people who have upgraded to this max level wall system. If you don't upgrade the walls, then you shouldn't have to deal with it. You're still going to have one lower level wall block system, I'm assuming. I can't see YouTube out there. So hi Skip, how you doing, love? But my assumption would be if you stay with the walls as they currently are, level 12, and don't go to level 13, and you see that there's a bigger issue with the level 13 wall system, just stay as a level 12 wall. You know?
That's basically, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to be the first one upgrading my walls. I'm telling you right now.
Change. We know who will. Hey, Scooby.
I might coin the CC. That's still, depending on the dollar amount, I'm still thinking if they go crazy with it, which they've been known to do it in the past, go a little crazy, I'm thinking about coining it. Now, by the way, for the record, they finally did answer my ticket about that one problem only 3 days after they answered Big Bear. And I'm going to be honest, I was just shocked they finally answered me because then later that day I got a warning. But we'll get into all that. We'll get into all that again later. I know that's going to become fun again.
Well, the thing I see is if with this 4 walls, that's what's really throwing the numbers out of whack. If they would have cut that to say 3 walls, that would give you the ability, if you needed that extra wall, like you've got something that has 7, you could do 3 and 3 and add 1. And that would make it a whole lot easier. But I'm just worried about this lag scenario. You take one thing down to reduce lag or loading capability of the code, and then add 4 more things. You know, it just seems like it's going to be a hurt.
I agree, Iron Hand. I mean, this is all purely speculation until we have it in our grasp and it's actually in game. But I totally agree. You're reducing the individual wall blocks as a means to effectively help with a lag situation. But then you're adding this ability to deploy while in battle, which I think can be exploited to create greater lag, because now you're processing multiple attacks and multiple movements and multiple deployments. You could either crash as the defender, you could crash yourself out of the game by trying to deploy, 3 or 4 platoons, or you're going to crash the attack because you're deploying 3 or 4 platoons while the person's trying to attack you. When it comes down to our next, 4-hour bubble fest, this could be an issue where you're going to basically boot people mid-attack, crash them out of the game if it does do that, and then they can't attack you again. So I don't know. I fear again.
It's something we definitely would love to test.
Yeah, a preview server would be something of vital importance, especially
what kicks like when it comes to focus groups. I would love for them to get a focus group in there just to be able to test it. Just for when they come out, they say, "Hey, this is going to be a problem. Hey, this is not going to be a problem." But I don't I keep hearing that the servers are the pre-servers are broken. They haven't fixed them. So there will not be a test. So am I nervous as hell about this one? Yes. This is so much change all at once. I mean, between the shield, the walls, now deploying units, multiple anti-missile bastions, all of this stuff is a lot of change. And we've recently known from seeing some changes, there's been a couple stumbles over this.
Well, the one good thing we can always say about it is we've got Storm Chaser. If something's going wrong, Storm's going to jump on it, and they're going to look into it hard. So hopefully that's going to be the ultimate plus we've got, the new development team.
I guarantee this new development team is going to be all standing by when they bring it back on. They'll be all in Discord, all lined up, as many as they possibly can squeeze in there, waiting for any issues to be reported, any problems, which is really good of them. And I give them 100% kudos for it. I mean, it seems like these guys do not run and hide like our previous, the previous people, such as Sulaco, that would run and hide for. Oh, well, I'll see you guys all next Wednesday after the next update. Let's be honest.
The slacker wasn't all bad. He had his good moments.
Sulaco.
CM slacker.
Oh, my. He was, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to stick with all bad because that guy just did nothing for us. Especially compared to the people we have now. Especially compared to the people we have now, he just never did anything for us.
Yeah, you really can't compare them. I mean, it's such a turnaround. The Kixeye is on the ball. They're there. Storm loves the game. He plays the game himself as well as does his development work on it and then deals with us all the time. So, that's always a good plus when you've got that.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree with that 100%. One of the other things that we got to be aware of, did anybody else see the new CC design? I kind of like it. All of them look pretty damn cool.
As long as it's better than the ones we have other than the Corpus, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They are definitely Meadhorn worthy.
What, you mean the Survivors doesn't look like a brown bag anymore?
It looks more like a potato sack now.
Right.
They got like a little.
But I'll still give the Survivor one 10 mead points.
There you go.
I'm impressed that, they did a good little change to them. I think they look pretty cool. We'll see what happens. I'm really nervous about the shield. We all know what we've had units with shield problems in the past. I'm not going to name names.
Oh, you mean like the Vanquisher shield?
I was actually waiting for Venom to jump on that as quick as possible.
No, I am not. I'm not going down that path. I'm not going that path. Nope.
Let's be honest. The shield makes me nervous.
Well, the bit of it all, mine worked.
If it works, it's going to be a game changer. If it doesn't work, it's going to be a clusterfuck. People are going to go crazy.
I'm expecting clusterfuck.
I'm sure it's going to be one hell of a headache for the first couple of weeks.
I think all these upgrades are going to give Kixeye a hell of a headache. And then they're going to give us a headache because all the coiners are going to coin everything outright. Don't get me wrong, I'm a coiner. I'm not going to be able to coin everything. Well, I'll coin as much as I can. I ain't going to lie. But I am really concerned about this shield. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of screaming about it, especially when people first they try to put buildings next to it, and then the buildings don't get protected the way they want. It might end up being a hoopla. It really might. I'm hoping that's going now. So, knowing all this is going on, right? Kixeye they've been really good at releasing information, and they are releasing a lot of information. Still have it, and as they release it, it's to be determined, or however they put it. Nothing is still finalized because they finalize and they don't do it that way. People are going to scream, of course. But one of the things you guys all need to be aware of, the Kickstarter is really trying to bring back the game to some kind of fun for everybody. I mean, the Invasion, they're bringing out a new thing instead of Invasion. They're going to probably rotate all three of them now. Warpath, they're breaking that up, and they separate it where it's not all at once and start to feel like a grind. The events were very tactical. So Kickstarter's trying, and they're listening, so let's give them credit there. I mean, it's not like it used to be where they just throw it at you and expect you to coin it or split with it.
I for one, have always said that Kixeye has always listened to us. It may not be obvious, but they've always listened. And I mean, I personally can go back and things that I've done off, not even in programs, but done. I had a little page before the sectors were readjusted when we had the original 420 sectors, and I had a little page on the KickSize forums based on my sectors and plans. And there were things that we typed in there like ideas and spitballing ideas, and those ideas have actually come to fruition in, generally in the same way. And this is 4 or 5 years ago. So to see things that you thought about 4 years ago actually be applied, not that it was, invented by yours truly or anybody in my clan at the time, because certainly thousands of people thought of the same idea. But to see it actually in game now and be like, yeah, that's great. It came back 4 years ago when we first were talking about it, but but they do listen. They do listen. So always keep that in mind. What you ask for, you might regret what you asked for. But
that's exactly when they put the shield out on the CC, that event. Everybody's, I want that. I was like, oh shit! Everybody's screaming they want that. You know what that's going to do? I knew what they were asking for it. And hell, here it comes. I hope you guys do not regret it.
My thing that I'm most worried about is the dual bastions. I mean, we wanted the ability to construct the bastion and hold it in stasis and then deploy it when the other one had terminated. The idea that you can build two simultaneously and have both of them deployed simultaneously is a bit. I just personally, it's an overreach to me. I don't mind building two, but I don't like the idea of having two deployed in my base or in anybody else's base at the same time.
On that,
it's redundant.
They're coming out with the another level on the weapons lab, and hopefully they'll give us more cores.
That's definitely one issue. I think Storm Chaser got the message from the other night, Thursday night. Everybody was screaming, get core stuff, 200 cores, don't cut it, 200 cores, don't cut it. We have enough chemical, we have enough silicon, we just don't have enough cores. I think he got the message. I'm hoping he got the message. But I'm going to be honest, my concern about this dual missile bastion, dual whatever you want to put in there, is whether or not, will it be practical? You're still putting another building in your base.
Yeah, you're taking more property.
Yeah, and more property, number one. And number two, we already have a problem with if you move your CC and your weapons lab's running, your CC doesn't go back in its spot.
Bingo.
We already have that problem. That problem's still going on. It's been going on for a very long time. So am I concerned that having two of them are going to cause problems? Yes, I'm very concerned. That weapon's almost going to be running constantly. What else is that going to affect?
And going full circle, they want us to change this wall system to a 4-block wall to reduce lag in our base, and then you're adding 2 moving buildings, provided that you like the animation, that are gonna add that lag right back in. It's similar to them reducing the overall upgrade time and then throwing 37 more upgrades on top of us, which increased it,
Dag brought up a valid point. One thing they could do is reduce the amount of cores it takes to build an anti-missile bastion. That's not a bad idea.
Yes.
But, here's the thing. I don't see KickSight doing that. One of the things that Storm Chaser and I did discuss again after the show was he really liked the idea of how everybody was willing to jump on changing the days. He really liked that. He liked the idea of spreading it out, going to an every other thing. How many people were agreeing that would work. He really felt that was probably the answer that we need. Will that happen? I hope so, because it does make a lot more sense. You don't have to change the values of the cores, but we always have supplies pretty much, given out too.
What we have to remember, though, is everything is subject to change, and everything is going to change in some way or another, whether it be good or bad. It's just a matter of they're going to have to try it, see what works. If it doesn't work, then they're going to do something to fix it if they can.
Very, very true. Look, that's one thing that's what you got to give these guys credit for. They are listening. So if we say, "Hey, this shit is not working," we can build 2 of these things, but we can't actually hold enough to do it. And if your days screwing us or the amount screwing us, then maybe they'll do it that way. Well, they are listening, so we're just going to have to wait and see on that aspect. One of the things that's concerning me is units being deployed. In an attack, you're being attacked, you can deploy more units. That scares me. That just downright scares me. I see, maybe because I see because we dealt with so much manipulation in the past, I see a manipulation coming. I see 50 war dogs coming out of one building, or God knows technicals coming out of another building. I just see bad shit happening. Maybe I'm hoping I'm wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong. But do I see this possibly going to the bad and then or making more lag? Yes, I do. What do you guys think?
I'm just wondering now, are these going to deploy from our buildings? Does that also mean that you have to store more stuff in, let's say, storage, so that you've got something that will come out and fight for you? I mean, if so, then we got a problem with the unit storage again.
I just don't see how it's going to work unless you're online all the time.
Both valid.
Are they automatically going to deploy, or do you have to be online to fight with them? I mean, is it going to be when the building gets destroyed that they can deploy?
Yeah, I mean, my assumption was it would react as an LSD. I mean,
I think they'll be timed out. The units will come out as they get timed.
Okay, so it's on its own cadence, so it'll release a certain amount, and then it releases another amount.
I am brought up still another valid point. Where most people have a storage problem. Now do we have to hold more storage, more units to have them random release? If that's the case, there's another storage problem.
I'm already having to push stuff over to Armory just to keep it, not have to rebuild it now.
I'm back and forth from Armory, but I mean it's a little excessive.
Skip brought up an interesting point there. It's like the PvE bases, where she's saying that they would deploy like that. Well, like in the rolling bases, where you've got the hammer that'll come out and start at you. Or I'm wondering if that's it. And then once the building is dead, you don't have the chance of deploying a unit out of that one again.
I'm sure that's what it is. I'm sure. Once again, we're talking about lag. We're talking about loading time. So here's 2 things that have probably increased both. So I don't know. I just don't know. We're gonna be, like I said, I'd love to see some tests. I would have loved to see some tests on this.
All I see is whatever these buildings that deploy these units random and sporadically, I see them up against the CC with the shield, tons of caretakers around everything, anti-missile bastions up against the CC with the shield, everything locked down and protecting. So these buildings are a pain in the ass to destroy. You have to get in past all the fences to get to them anyway, and you got to kill off all the supporting defensive, shielding buff units. They'll just keep deploying and deploying and deploying and deploying and deploying. And then you got your timer. We're already subject to the lower levels, not necessarily us tires who have the heavy units that can come in and kind of ground and pound and smash away and take big chunks out. But a slightly lower level unit or player that doesn't have those kinds of units to come in and just flatten a base quickly, you're running their clock down. You're running that 6-minute timer down real fast. Just trying to. We already have that problem with some bases where you want to pick it apart, but it's like it just doesn't feel like there's the time to pick it apart anymore on some of these bases.
No, another valid point.
Well, I had another weird thought of it. If a base is being attacked, can you deploy units out of your base during this thing if they make the change? Normally now we can't. But I'm wondering if that would happen.
No, that's a map and that's not the battle server. They're not going to let you out. They're not going to let you out.
Well, I was misinterpreting that earlier in the broadcast, because that's what I thought that part of it was the ability to.
They're talking about deploying units in the base, not deploying boots units out of your base. Your base is under attack. Your base is locked down. There's nothing you can do to defend yourself outside of the map.
Okay, so I got a question about this. Now, will the units being released out of these buildings be dependent upon what level that building is?
Well, it could be that, or it could be
like say level.
Depending on what level you. It also could be dependent on what level your unit is in general. But I'm more concerned is this a selected unit? Can you select a unit, or is Kickside just saying everybody gets logs or everybody gets technicals or is that what they're going to do?
Might be legacy units too. You don't know.
Yeah, and they're talking about releasing more PvP.
That's what I was about to say. I said it's probably the units that come out are chosen by random, and it's going to be your legendary mega tanks, legendary.
Well,
just to bring the validity.
The old days, even now, when you take out like a power plant, you get all those ERMs, the rocket, the grenade, mortar teams, and all that. They come out. So it's right now it's set a preset. I would make the assumption that there's going to be preset on that too, because if not, think of the lag it would be from each person setting something different in their base at each building to do.
Yeah, well, let's look at it exactly as that. We're talking about three things simultaneously. We're talking about unit size, okay, storage ability in each building, so that would be the building level. Because if we're going back, 5-6 minutes, but your building would have to be the amount of units that you could basically put in it. The higher level of building, the more units you'd be able to fill. If that was, the theory that you were talking about earlier. Your unit, not so much in like SF and whatever, but certain units used to have a size reduction when they got maxed out. So the lower the level unit for those kinds of things, you wouldn't be able to put in as many because they'd be at a higher space. And then they get the space reduction. Obviously, that doesn't apply now because they changed that whole rule years ago. But yeah, I don't really think that they're going to allow you just to, have the ability to decide what units are put into these buildings. I think it's going to be a predetermined thing by Kickside that these are the units that will spawn, like you said. And the other thing that I personally think is they should have had the wherewithal to reevaluate what units spawn as Last Stand defenders. They should have brought out the if they're not going to use like the acolytes and the
liberators,
or deploy SF units come out, like your grenadiers and your stuff like that. They should get rid of that. I know you guys talked about a previous episode about the spec ops and how I personally think the Warhorse one and the Friends with the SF, they're still a viable spec op for others. I know none of us would ever use them, but for lower levels, I still think they're a fair bit better than Bacon Brigade, which is Gen 1 units.
He said Bacon.
I know, that's because it's the most common spec op that I ever collect.
Well, we also have a nut.
Yes, we have a nut.
With Bacon Brigade and that's one thing, but let's face it, what good are these depots? The things where you supposedly get more resources from a depot.
We've
you get more resources from Iron Strike 25.
I'm sorry. I don't want to go off on topic. I want to stick to I don't want to throw you guys off. I'm sorry, but I agree. I mean, there just needs to be a evaluation of what units come at us now, because the game has progressed far beyond. Not that there's no value in elite riflemen, or even there's very little value in a mortar team, and there's very little value in a heavy gunner, but they should have progressed to switch out the old units and adjust it for the newer ones.
Well, I'm going to be honest. You want to talk about lag, and one thing Kickside has admitted in several times in the past is depots make lag. The more depots you have, the more problems you have. They acknowledge this. They do this. They're trying to address lag in our bases, but they're still leaving depots on the map. And we do not want them. We've asked to pull them off. So let's talk about that. That is a subject that needs to be addressed. We have been talking about lag problems. Why are they keeping the depots on the map?
You want my opinion?
I want your opinion. That's what we're here for.
They try to remove them and it breaks something.
That's a big possibility.
Well, you've got the lows that they still can use them. Some of the lows can. I mean, like, let's face it, back in Warpath, I never thought I'd see one of the spec ops. What do I run into? Gatlin trucks in a base from it. And it was an op running.
I still use ops to collect resources. I hit 30s and 35s just to get metal and oil, and I'll use like you said, the Gatlin trucks or the killer cavalry or any of these crappy ops that I don't want but I collect over time and or for whatever reason, and it's free units that don't cost me any repairs at all.
Well, I'm sorry, the Bacon Brigade. Every time I see that, it just makes me hungry for bacon.
Well, I deploy a dog, retreat it, and then let the units kill the base for me. So.
Well, I know how they can change Bacon Brigade. They set out a table and then put a stack of bacon on it for everybody to get while they're waiting.
And turn to Sausage Brigade.
Look, the Bacon Brigade could barely do a 10 resource base.
You're gonna see April Fools. They're just gonna have little pigs. When you get a Bacon Brigade, it's just gonna deploy pigs.
Like Link.
Let's talk about it. Let's continue on with this depot problem. I mean, I tell my clan, try not to get depots. You don't want depots. If you get them, get rid of them as fast as you can. Because Kick-Size acknowledge they are a lag, a disconnect, a pain in the ass monster. Now they in the past they've talked about making it for if clans get them, they get some kind of buff. Personally, they need, in my mind, if they're causing this many problems, we'd rather just have more war efforts, get rid of the damn depots. Am I the only one that feels that way?
Well,
No, but
maybe if we changed it from oil and metal depots to Thor depots, that would be different.
well, like I said, and that's why my opinion is when they try to move them, it's causing some systemic failure in the system. Because going back to exactly what you said, we were supposed to get a buff. We were supposed to get a King of the Hill style thing where there were specific depots that we would
that was just discussed by Skipjack. According to Golden Doodle, originally when they were redoing PvP Infamy, they were going to make depots Infamy worthy, and that looks to be put on the side for now. You want to know why? Because nobody wants them. I got people out here in this world map I'm looking at right now, and I guarantee they're just somebody's alt just holding them for the damn enemy don't have them. And that's what the depots are. That's
the
what
only
depots are.
The only value I've seen depots in any actual purpose has been going to a sector, and it's a bragging rights that the anchor clan for that sector that is the ruling clan. They want to see as many depots with their clan tag on it. That's about it. To say like this sector is the XY.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The depots outlived their usefulness when they got rid of the forward up.
Very, very true, champ. Very true. When they pulled the forward and off and said, "Hey, this ain't gonna work no more," that killed that whole depot, everybody wanting depot kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it is what it is. Now I'm gonna ask Nutcracker, because he just joined us, what he thinks about depots, and I'll go down the panel.
I hate them because I'm a high level. When I was a low level, 26, 28, 29, I had over 250. And I used to wake up in the morning with a smile on my face because my base was full every morning. So that's all they're good for. They fill up a low levels base. For anybody over 30, I suppose, they're not worth having. So, yes, they're still good for low levels. But for everybody else, no, they're pointless.
Yeah, but
Absolutely pointless.
how many depots did you say you had?
Over 250.
And they just admitted a couple months ago. Again, they reissued this. Anybody that has over 100 depots will cause excessive lag.
But back then, I'm talking 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
maybe 7. You know, it didn't cause lag.
But now they do, and people don't want them. And
because there's so much on the bloody map now, they need to be gone.
They do.
They give low levels an alternative to depots.
Let's go down the panel. Champ, what do you think about taking depots off the map? What do you, or should they keep them?
Either fix the forward app up or get rid of them. One of the two.
Short and blunt. I agree with that. What about Miss Hillary?
I think they're pointless. I think they just need to go. I mean, they're causing lag. They don't serve a purpose anymore. You know, there's so many bases out there that lower levels can hit, and everybody helps each other so much in the game now. Just get rid of them. There's no point.
Sounds like a plan to me. Iron Hand.
My best was I had 800 depots at one time, and I have no use for a depot. I don't see a use for them for high levels. If they need them for the lows to complete that tutorial thing, that's one thing, but they don't need as many.
No. I'm sorry, I was reading the YouTube. Go ahead, Happy. I finished reading YouTube.
Well, I never liked them in the first place. I say get rid of them, period. Cause nothing but a lot of lag and drama.
Everybody in YouTube is saying, get rid of them. They're junk. They're problems. Now, let's be honest. I used to like thorium depots because you could start a hell of a war with that. You're not going to start a war over a depot now anymore, I'll tell you that. But I already went to Nut, so the hell is this on the line because my thing's not showing up correctly.
Brandy.
She wrote this in the chat.
Yeah, man, you're muted, so you got to unmute. I had to mute you because you're giving feedback.
Man wrote in the side chat.
Sorry, I don't like depots. Get rid of them.
Short, sweet, and easy. I like that. I like that. Then we'll go to Miss Brandy.
I'd say change them to thorium mines and then that, thorium depots, and that will be actually a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to the thorium depots because then I can't have thorium when I want it. You got to remember, thorium depots just slowly fill you up. Now I like being able to hit a base and get what I want and be done with it. I don't want to have to sit here and wait 2 hours before I get enough Thor to do anything. So that would be a bad part, but that's just my opinion. Huntsman.
Get rid of the damn things. There's more important things to put on a map than these freaking depots. Back in the day, they were great. I used to go into a war sector and snatch them all the way from the enemy and snipe tunes and all that. But now, just get rid of the dang things. They are not meat worthy at all.
Well, the one thing I do, that reminded me of one thing. The one thing good about depots today is you jump in on a war sector, you need to find somebody, an enemy, you grab a depot, and it tells you their coords. That's the only use I can see out of a depot today.
That's only if your attack log works right.
Yeah, that's a good if, too. If your attack works. Let's go to Venom. Venom, what are you thinking about?
Well, I agree 100% with Champ and Huntsman and Brandy and all. I think they need to be getting rid of. In lieu of them not being able to be removed outright from the map, I would give the solution of reduce it down to 2 depots. One is a metal depot, one is an oil depot. It just gives a set number, so it's like 15 million or whatever, and that's it. Instead of having different levels of depots, it's just one value. You have an oil depot that gives you X amount of oil and one value that gives you X amount of metal. Put it somewhere in the median of the payouts. And this gives the oil and metal ability to the lower levels. And it could reduce the quantity of these depots because you wouldn't have, 15, 20, 25, you know what I mean? So
I have no idea how many in our sector, and I never wanted to count. Somebody told me they were going to count one day. I said, good luck to you.
But I 100% agree. There's too much map clutter. There's too many tasks as it is. Then you add unit bases, you add bases for the highway cell of 65 to get intels. You've got now, units for these you got shadow ops coming on the maps now. You've got
intel, and all that stuff.
It's just too much.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I don't see a point in them. I haven't seen a point in them in so goddamn long. It's sad.
But they don't pay out. I mean, people have been trying to give other people like Iron Strike 60s just to avoid other people from stealing a depot. But most people usually just try to steal a depot to wake up the sectors. When I used to be in other clans and go raid other sectors, sometimes the only way to wake them up is to steal a depot. You think that they get pissed off first for going to hit the base, but most of them wake up after you steal a freaking depot. So I think that's probably why they haven't gotten rid of them yet.
I don't think so because I'll be honest. Kickside, only very few of them really play like daily and know what depots used to do. Nowadays, depots do not do that. Depots, everybody knows they're a lag monster. So when I see somebody taking them, I'm laughing my ass off because in a couple of days, your lag's going to get so damn bad, you're just going to be an easy target. You can't defend. You can't snipe. Some of the quicker players out there, everybody's like, oh, he's using auto-click. No, he just doesn't have the lag you do. And I look around your base, you got 15 fucking depots. Hello, let's do the math here.
Yeah, 50 depots. You've got all your units out on the world map, running around in different places. You got all your visuals up on max level because you want to see the explosions look really awesome, and then you wonder why you click on shit that doesn't want to work.
Exactly.
What I think is funny is those crybabies that have so many depots and they swear up and down that they don't want to leave the sector to go hit or defend. I'm gonna lose my depots.
Yeah, I heard that. Yep.
Well,
that's another reason why to get rid of them.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, if you subjected it to an Iron Strike 45 and an Iron Strike 50, you get say 50. So that you're not going to have the 60 or the 85 like we have at the higher level. 50 was 60 in the 60s or whatever. But if you just found a good quantity that's going to be far more than a low level will ever need, but it's enough that it actually makes it viable in a pinch that a mid to high level can grab if he needs an extra 40 million to start a repair or whatever.
Yeah, but it's hilarious to watch people bitch about it. And we've had people in other sectors come back and say,
yeah, but I'm going to be honest. Let's really look back here. When is the last time you seen somebody screaming that they stole my depot?
Right.
Honestly, can anybody remember the last time somebody seen that?
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time.
Oh.
About 2 months ago.
Which sector? 70?
I'm doing the same thing.
I think we got the consensus on this topic. Everybody says get rid of the depot. So
well, now do I remember right?
Pretty much the majority of opinion. So let's move on to a new topic. It's boring.
Now, do I remember right that
I'm sorry, man.
I thought I remembered that they were talking about using depots in Alliance, something to do with Alliance.
Yeah,
so
now, once again,
does that mean that Kickside is going to actually change up the actual depot configuration?
No.
That's why they left.
That was about. I remember Golden Doodle brought that up.
Yes, he did.
It was something about Alliance PvP, something to that effect.
They were trying to make Alliance
or XP.
PvP and infamy all matter from depots. If you stole a depot, you were going to get some infamy. If you kept this depot, you were going to get something. That was their goal. That got pushed to the side because they cannot get that to work.
Can you remember the event where you had to take as many depots as possible? That was the only time they were useful.
I
That
didn't
was
know
a
they had that.
long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
That must have been before my time.
Oh, it was a long, long time ago. You had to try and take as many depots as possible. That was the only time they were useful because that was fun. Oh, hang on.
There is no funner discussion in War Commander other than depots. I mean, I'm having a blast talking about our depots.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I think we're killing a fucking dead horse here, guys. I mean, just get rid of the fucking depots, okay? Yeah, that's, you know,
it was up to you. They'd be going tomorrow, but that's
why champion for president.
That's it.
Champ for president.
Let's go on to a new subject, man. The fucking depot shit is killing me, man.
All right. No, it wasn't about the depots itself, champ. It was about the lag they caused and why Kickstarter's trying to attend to the lag. One of the biggest lag monsters is still the depot, and they did not really address that yet. All right, so champ's right. Let's move on. Now, a lot of people got this idea in their head that, you know, Kickside is the complete enemy. Now, the only enemy I'm feeling from Kickside is customer service. Now, I started talking about it earlier and I stopped. Not only did I get my ticket answered, I got a message from Ian Bernie where I got warned for being so hard on customer service. I got warned. They wrote Ian Bernie and told them I'm being hard on them.
Why did they watch the show?
I had no idea. I'm hoping.
Excuse me. Wait. Okay, hold on. I love you, Roy. I love you, and I'm not going to be disparaging towards your show, but I just want to say something to those who may be listening. If your fucking job is entitled customer service, customers can say whatever the fuck they want. They can berate the shit out of you. Your job is to appease the customer.
Exactly.
I worked in retail.
So did I.
There's customers I wanted to strangle. But you know what? My fucking job and that paycheck that came with it came from not choking a motherfucker out. So shut up
and suck it up.
Fucking suck it up. Do your fucking jobs.
I relive those nightmarish days.
And then you won't have us bitching at you.
And watch all this man tomorrow.
You want to know why I got the warning? Does anybody want to know why I got this beautiful warning from CM Bernie?
Yeah.
I told them in the message to them on the last ticket, which they still refused to reply to, because I will not give them a trace route from a ticket that started. They answered 5 days later, number one. Because after 5 days, we all know a trace route doesn't mean shit.
Exactly.
So I told them not only am I going to burn you guys down, burn customer service down in general in the next on my show on Thursday, I will send you the link to watch. So that right there, I guess, told them I'm abusive. Does anybody else feel that that's being abusive, or is that just stating facts?
That's just stating facts.
That's mead horn worthy. 10 million mead points for Roy.
Yep, and minus 500 million for Kickside.
I would love to have had a trace route from like 5 or 6 years ago and sent that out to you. Like, did this help you?
Oh, and Marie in chat says, I'll drink to that.
Okay.
It's Marie's birthday, 12 p.m.
Here's one from me. I actually gave up doing customer support, so to me, it's beating a dead horse. I never get anything.
Good.
The most I get is told that if I send another ticket, I'm going to have all my tickets deleted immediately or closed, and they did do that. 6 of them in a row.
Oh, I wonder if CM Bernie replied to that one.
Skipjack, I actually did that one time, and I got told we do not need all this excessive information. You said you should always send a trace route with every ticket. I sent the trace route, my internet speed, and my PC specs, and they still they tell me in this ticket this is excessive amount of information or some shit like that. It's like I'm damned if I do, and I'm really damned if I don't.
And there's not always a reason to send one with a trace route, and maybe something simple that doesn't need it. So no, it doesn't need it.
Like Kickside acknowledging that, hey, we screwed up, we messed the base up. You know, send a ticket, and we're going to compensate people.
Well, I'll top that one. I sent a trace route. I sent a machine specs, the picture, a cut and paste of my actual internet connection and speed. And what was my answer back? Well, they couldn't do anything if they didn't have a trace route, a speed check, and what my machine was. And that was actually part of what I sent them in the first place. They didn't even read or check anything. They just answered the old blanket post. It's you're on your end.
Yeah, but aren't they getting better at reading tickets now? I mean, I'm assuming that was a little bit late earlier on in this whole debacle. That is
About a month and a half ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the latest one was, now I did have somebody come back and they told me they did respond to my one of my tickets like 2 days in, and they did respond and said they were sorry it was taking so long to answer tickets because they were actually reading and answering each ticket individually.
Which is what they're supposed to do.
That was the only time I got that. The rest of the ones I've gotten are cut and paste.
Well, I got another 100 gold. Again.
Well, that's good. I'm probably on the shame list and never going to get a response again.
Well,
I just don't bother anymore.
I was hitting
Wait a
the.
minute. You're the second or third and probably the fifth one I've seen say, I don't even bother anymore.
Nope.
And that is that bad. Kickside has got customer service so bad, we realize that's what they want. They want us to give up sending tickets, guys. That's bad. You don't want that. We need to be sending and calling Kickstarter, just like Storm Chaser said. Pat us on the back when we do things right. When we're wrong, let us know it. And that is just what we need to do with customer service.
And not only that, they've lost a lot of coins from me.
And me.
Yeah, and me.
And
I
me.
almost stopped coining altogether. They finally answered my ticket. And that was the thing. Storm Chaser sends my ID number and my ticket number. It says, take care of this. And then Big Bear, he goes, get me Big Bears because he knows Big Bear. He knew what Big Bear was doing and lost his air. They took care of Big Bear. 3 days later, they take care of me. 3 days later. 3 days later. And he sent them together. My ticket went in first. Big Bear didn't get on till like 2 minutes before the building problem was about to be ended. But yet, customer service does what they want.
Seems to be a lot of biased.
Well, no, hold on. I have to say this just to play devil's advocate, to be fair and balanced. Your two situations were different. I'm assuming Big Bear and yours. They're the exact same issue?
There was from when the game came back up, we were attacking shit and we couldn't click on buildings. He flew his air in and lost his air. I lost the Fairlinks too.
Okay. So they were similar enough that it was just units lost.
Units lost because we couldn't click on things properly. Once again, he got answered literally within 24 hours and he sent his ticket after me. I did not get my ticket answered for 3 days and he sent both ID numbers in. I'm on the shit list. He's not. Anybody see that? Because I did.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Killer Queen.
Hail, Killer Queen.
Hello, Killer Queen.
Sorry,
That's
my loyalties
good.
are to the president, not to a monarchy.
Oh.
But,
Well, I'm British. So, up yours.
Oh, why'd Karen leave?
Oh, you mean I can't tease Killer Queen now?
Probably because of family stuff.
Oh, okay.
Probably family stuff or her internet. She lives out in the very much a country, and her internet works as well as
Lego.
I call it satellite internet pretty much.
She's in the boonies.
She's in the boonies.
It works like Lego.
It works horrible. So listen, guys, let's talk about one last subject before we get start doing our shout out. And we're coming up with all this great new units, and people are learning what's good and bad. But there's still some old units out there that still kick ass, such as Jericho, Dina, and from what I'm understanding, come October, they're going to have a lot of those returning units back. So we're talking the Jericho, the Dina attack, the Jericho attack. I heard that's all going to be in October's event. What do you guys think of that? Especially, remember, guys, we're not just talking for ourselves. We're talking to the lovers, too. We'll start with Champ.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Dina and Jericho, probably the most useful units in the game. They come out with her as well as the tech for those units. I'm all for it, and I hope they do. They are very versatile in both. Well, you can't put Dina in base defense, obviously, but Jericho is probably in my opinion, the most versatile unit on this game. And Dina's excellent to have for a lot of things. So I gotta give a thumbs up to that. Good for them.
I think it's a really good idea, but Iron, what do you think?
I love both of them. I've got them both. I do need some better gold tech for them, but I use them every day. They're a unit that's a standard go-to, and they're probably the only 2 units that in this game so far that are still there that are daily usable. I love them, and the lowers need them bad to make this game work for them.
Okay. Killer Queen, what do you think?
Well, I personally think Boulder's pretty still badass.
Huh?
I mean, the game's getting back into tactics. So Boulder's pretty badass. Orin, is it Orin? No. The Nightmare one. Shit, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Doran.
That is Orin. He's badass. I mean, you just, like I said, the game's going back into a tactic style of playing. Yes, we have these new superheroes, but we're getting to where we can use these older heroes too. And I agree with everybody. Jericho's absolutely badass. He's great. Of all the old school heroes, he's probably still the king.
He might be the king, but Dina is definitely the queen.
Yeah, Doran and Dante, like Valhalla was saying out. That's the name. Doran, Dante, Boulder. Those guys. I mean, if you're all about strategy and you're not concerned and you really want to get into the gameplay, get back to using them guys. They're there. I mean, I always say I will never scrap a hero. Even if they sit in my armory, they will never get scrapped because you never know when a day comes where you might need them and not have them.
Very true. Very, very, very true.
Yeah, I have to ask about Brother Jeremiah.
Bro, Jerry, fuck off.
What's he doing? Serving drinks in the go-go bar? That's the only thing I think he can do.
No, he's busting tables. He's busting tables.
He's under my bed. He's under my bed.
Under your bed for what?
Later.
Not going.
Well, that's what she wants to call it.
Nutcracker, what do you think? Nutcracker.
He wants to under his bed too.
Evidently. All right, Sandman, what do you think of Jericho and Dina and all them coming back?
I love it. I have both of them, and I still use it, and I hope they have Gold Tech keep coming.
And some of that gold tech, people can't get any of it whatsoever now. That sucks for them.
It's all coming back.
That would be nice. It would be nice. Where'd you go? Because I tried to ask you what you thought of it.
I was visiting the fridge.
Can you visit mine?
He needed a new cold beverage.
What do you think of that whole deal?
I think it's brilliant. I mean, I asked a question on Discord, and that's where it came up from. That in October, all the old heroes are coming back to help fight the zombies. So they're all going to be there. Yeah. All of them.
And I'm about to look at my arm.
Not just Dina and Jericho. All of them are going to be there.
I feel bad for Brother Jeremiah. He's going to die awful fast because that guy just had nothing for him.
Well, I haven't got him, but I've still got Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've still got those.
Bloodlust.
But I haven't got Jeremiah. He's the only one I haven't got.
No,
I think some of the girls still got him because he looks like Sean Connery.
Exactly.
I have a question for you all. We're talking about heroes and bringing out old and new and old. How many of y'all actually liked Weaver, the chaplain hero?
I did.
Yeah.
I had use for him. No, the Weaver.
Weaver is the liberator hero.
I mean, liberator. I don't know why I said chaplain because that's the other one, but I meant chaplain.
No, I've never used them. I never used the chaplain hero. I've used the.
Didn't even bother getting it.
I've got him. He makes a good meat shield.
I've got it, but I've never used it.
I
I've
got
only
him
used it a couple times
to try to use him against the zombies come October.
That's good.
We're sitting here saying, "Hey, we can't wait for the old school stuff." But how much new age stuff do we have now that we could say we probably never should have gotten?
Burnside, one of them.
Yep.
Well, not for nothing. I walked away from the game just before these heroes came out to begin with, and the special forces. And come October of this year, it'll be 1 year I've been back in the game, and when these heroes have been coming out, I've been able to try to buy them. I bought them. I got Dina, I got Pandora, I've got Kara, and I've got Jericho.
I was happy. I got Pandora in the preseason, the PvP preseason. I didn't have to wait for it to come out in any other way.
Yeah, I got it first time round.
Holland says Burnside would be great with a 450 range. Any unit was decent with 450 range.
And well,
that's the problem with a lot of the new units. They're so short ranged. It kind of limits you because if you can't reach out and touch somebody, why go in and get killed if you can reach them?
Prime example of that, of having a short range, is the Skipjack. Way too short a range, got a decent DPS, but the range is terrible. With open field training on your Phalanx, you'll kill it long before it even does anything. Matter of fact, Breachers were put in Storm Chaser's base after we ran Phalanx through his base because they're supposedly a Phalanx killer, and he's like, first words out of his mouth. Well, that didn't work. Breachers in the short ass range don't do nothing.
Well,
these are PvE units, not PvP. I mean, you wouldn't take in envoys on PvP, but boy, don't we use them on PvE? They all have.
I don't use breachers. I don't even use breachers to hold up anything. I would even.
I actually do use envoys in PvP.
Envoys in PvP, if you know how to work them, yeah, they're good. They're good.
Oh, envoys are great.
But I'm just using that as an example. Is most people would not use them in PvP, but everybody uses them in PvE.
Yeah.
One thing you got to say about them, you love their range. That 600 range on them.
I love the range. We do have PvP. We do have PvE units. Some we don't. We don't use for it. I think that champ right now, you could even say Dina by herself right now is a pretty strong PvE unit.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
I do. How many medals did you get today just using Dina?
I don't know. I lost count. Yeah, Dina in attack. I
used 55 tokens a day with just Dina.
Yeah.
55 tokens.
But the tech is important on the Dina. You don't have the right tech. If you don't have the right tech, you're not going to do well.
That's the same with Jericho, too. It depends on the tech.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You've got some great units out there, but you can make it and break it with if you don't have the tech.
Yeah, so I mean, if Kickside is going to come out with the units, that's great. But then they come with tech for those units as well.
I mean, Jericho without his tech at expert level is about as equal as to his piece of shit covered in gold. Looks good, but underneath there's no good.
But yeah, just a heads up for everyone out there on YouTube. To come out with Dina and Jericho, it's great. Get them. If they don't offer the tech, still get them. At least still have it. And, looking forward, maybe Kickside, we complain enough to them. Storm Chaser in Discord or whoever, maybe they will come out with the tech eventually.
Well, if they come out with just a unit and no tech, that's just a waste of time for everybody. No,
it's not a waste of time. It's just.
I'm not saying don't get them. I'm not saying don't get them. I'm just saying that would be a waste of Kickstarter, an opportunity to really get an event that people really would like to do. They put the tech and the hero in there. Oh, I guarantee that people will really start grinding even harder on it.
And never forget the fact that they put up those packages.
Yeah, they do. They
that people can buy.
Well, that's probably where it's going to come from. They're probably going to put the packages up to take Dina and Jericho up.
I mean, honestly, at the point, I would say, they price it between the $499 gold to the $999 gold, not $10, $5, whatever, and it's worth the purchase. Anything more than those two numbers, you're being ridiculous. But between $5 and $10 purchases, I think if they did bring them out like that, it'd be a well worth invested thing to buy for anybody who doesn't have it.
Okay. Well, I got a champ. Are you able to show what you've been doing with those 90s?
Roy?
I just do Dina and attack.
Roy, Skip has a thing that she was talking about.
And I want Champ. I was hoping Champ would show a 90 live.
Okay, I can do that if you want.
They're about to change the bases anyway, so why not give the people a chance to jump on them while they can?
It's a pretty
simple
tedious
thing.
It's a tedious way of attacking a base, but yeah, I can show you guys.
3 cyclones. That's all you need.
You don't even need that because if you got the right tech on it, you don't only need Dina. Champ proven this time after time after time.
So the first thing.
Automatic after, but let's show this first.
Okay, so what I generally do is I go after the 90s that are north of my base, so my air deploys directly from the south. So I have in this tune, I have a tune of technicals. Those are machine guns. These are flame. I attack from this spot. And the reason being is the Sidewinder. Little patrolling fucking howler in there.
That little bastard's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, this guy right here. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take out the radio towers with my technicals, and that's all. That's the only thing I use them for. I want to make sure it's off Ruby. I don't want it on Ruby.
They got to fix that automatic aggro Ruby setting.
That automatic aggressive in your base during the event sucks too.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
And they're like, did you put it on aggressive at any time? No.
And take out the second one. Basically, what I send in Dina, I'll show you the tech I have on her too when I'm done with it. I take in Dina, she's cloaked, and I just pick apart the anti-air heavies. I usually start with this flat gun. and attack. And I just pick apart the base. I take out all the bunkers. I take the drone silos. It's a tedious task, but it's free repair. So,
it takes about 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, worth it.
Deploy the Dino. And attack. That one's done. I just repeat this. I'll zoom in so everybody can see a little better. What I do is I do the same method. I take out this bunker. This one I actually target the power plant there. And I just repeat this Dina in attack. So all those things are gone, and then I just send in my Herald, and then it's just clean up.
I like how they put the Iridian armor units back in these bases.
I got the pretty much the front side. I got to get this bunker, this drone silo, because these drone silos spawn Hornets. That's the reason why I take them out.
Hornets hurt. I don't care what anybody says. Hornets hurt.
They will hurt. They will hurt your Herald if you send it in there. Very, very boring way of doing the base, but you want less damage, works very well. Yeah, they'll probably change these out pretty soon, I'm expecting. This is probably the most boring attack in history, but if you, like I say, man, it's going to save you a lot of repair time.
No successful attack is ever boring. Methodical, time-consuming, yes, but not boring. The payout's always worth it.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes of your time to get some metal, so. Let's repeat this process. I got another bunker, I have the hunter, and then I have a flak and another drone silo to go. Very easy.
What you laughing at?
He's laughing at the side chat.
I'm coming after you next.
Sorry.
Watch Nut have a third nut.
That's funny.
I'm sorry, champ. You're doing very well. Thank you for doing this for everybody.
No, it's just an easy way to get a base without any damage. Takes a little bit of time, that's all. A little bit of time and patience, that's all. Dina in attack. Dina in attack. Okay, 2 more turrets, and then I'll send in my herald. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, if you got the right attack, you don't need to send in your cyclones. You just do Dina alone. So. Pretty boring shit.
Oh, come on.
If you're
He's like,
bored,
I've been doing this all freaking day, man.
if you're bored, we can always bring up the topic of depots.
No, we can always, we can always talk about depots while I'm doing this base, man. That doesn't bother me at all.
Trust me, the side chat is keeping up the entertainment while you're doing it.
Good. Talk more about depots. All right, this is the last one here.
No, you got your knitted socks on.
We got a moron in sector that thinks he's going to come for me. So I'm going to turn my screen share on in case he does. Yeah, he thinks I'm going to let him bring 4 tunes to my base.
You must be talking about Jackass.
Jackass would be the one.
Yep.
All right. So I will just deploy the Herald, put the sumbitch on Ruby.
Let him do the damn thing.
Now, wait a minute. I thought Jackass sold his account, supposedly.
This low level.
Yeah. He's
So
cool. Yeah.
that pretty much sums it up. That sums it up for this base here, man. Just deploy your Herald, put it on Ruby, and let it go. But I'll show you guys the tech. I'll just leave that attack.
The tech, Brandy.
Oh, sorry.
Go on my base if I can. All right. Find my gear store, where the fuck it is.
It's always a jackass in the building. Oh, wait, that's his actual name, too.
All right, guys, this is what I have. This is the siege rounds, level 6. 80% damage in buildings, or 2 buildings, I should say. That's the important tech. Precision targeting. Damage is increased by 60%. And then I have the rate of fire is increased. This is the loading motor, level 6. Rate of fire increased by 80%. And then I have nitrogen rockets, gold level 6. And that, I think, yeah. And my shredder, which I don't use that often.
See, I have zombifier tech on her.
Yeah, I wouldn't use Zombifier on Dina. But all these, they were at some point in the game, they were offering these techs in the gear store, and that's where I bought a few of these, I think. And so, yeah, this one here is the important one for taking those heavies out with 1 hit, though. Siege rounds, level 6. That's all, guys.
Thanks, champ. You're a champ.
Thanks, champ.
You are truly a champ.
Champ, can you do me one last favor? Show your Jericho specs.
Yeah, I can do that.
Because he's got some of the better stuff than some people do.
Okay. Share my Jericho.
Did you mean Dina Tech?
You just did Dina Tech. I wanted to show Jericho.
I just shared the Jericho.
I've got a suggestion for Six Eye.
Okay, so we'll go to vehicles. Find Jericho. There you are. right. So this is the 1.5. It increases your range by 100 plus damage, 20% damage to what's that? All.
Yeah.
And then I have arc loader. What that does is plus clip size, rate of fire by 30%, adds giant stun effect. The other one is this. I don't use this. So. And the other gold tech for this. Oh, that's the same thing. And this is the good one here, the rapid fire. So rapid fire increases reload speed of Jericho and nearby allies by, you see that, guys? 500% for 7 seconds.
That's God right there, guys.
That is the tech to have. That is the best one there. I have this. I thought I had this in gold. Apparently I don't. Nope, I don't have any gold. I only got silver on that one. But this quick reload speed is increased by 70%. Do I have the gold one?
That does bring up a valid point, guys. Check every now and then. Go back and check your text. You might have picked something up better along the lines.
You gonna show this, Roy?
I have one of these.
I let him have 2 tunes. How many tunes is got out there?
No, I mean, are you gonna show it? Screen share.
I don't have any of these. And then I have these. I mean, other people have their Jericho set up differently, but that's the way I have mine set up. It does all right for the way it's set up. But, yeah, I'm not going to save in design. Keep the same.
He's already crying.
I bet you he's not going to.
I've seen his tunes already. 1 tune of Fairlights and 1 tune of the DS. I scouted him.
I finish this guy up here.
Yeah.
I got a suggestion for a kick's eye.
Present me, Brandy, because here he goes.
All right. You're presented.
I know where he's coming in at. I know everything. I don't know why he wants to play with me, but
I don't even know why you let him have 2 tunes.
he wanted. I thought I was being generous by giving him 2.
What is it when it comes up like this? You want to click on it yourself.
I know. That is not the most annoying. You want to fight. You want to get in there and do something.
No.
There comes his fair.
My great shame.
Shit, they're about naked.
My great shame is watching educated and skillful players' YouTube videos and my dumbass trying to click on those. I'm not even in the game. YouTube watching a video.
I do it all the time.
Trying to move the screen to look to the right. What's coming over from there?
I do that all the time.
But click on the YouTube trying to move it.
Yeah, trying to move the game screen to the left or the right to see where it's coming from. It's like,
Yep, that's me.
Or
I do it
zoom.
every time too.
Put the zoom out. On the screen.
Roy, get rid of the thing at the top.
Yeah, there you go.
H.
That's better.
Digging around. I ain't even playing. The reason I keep that is so I can do that. Now I got them all selected.
Oh, here he comes.
Here's the DS. You got a Max Ardra?
I don't mind. Oh no, he didn't. He brought Polly.
Yep.
Oh, I got a Max Ardra.
He's nervous about going in there.
No caretaker.
My tunes won't fucking move. Here we go. Let's get them all moving where I can get them to. Come on. You got to make it move.
Scoot.
He's walking his chug, building.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing.
There he goes.
He's scared.
Killed his shit.
I'm hoping he comes
Targeted
where I
the
want
wall
him to.
blocks, which should take out your airfield, your mine factory.
Oh, he brought in the siege.
Not much of a siege.
Nope, he just lost one. Lost two.
You got to get out of that.
And three.
I'm already out.
I'm looking at the. I'm sorry. I'm watching my TV, YouTube feed. Not the hangout.
What siege?
It's gone.
Has anybody had a player deploy a siege squadron but retreat an Omega siege squadron?
Yes, that's a glitch.
Okay. I wasn't aware if that was a typographical or if there was some thing.
He got a star this time.
Woohoo!
Bye-bye, Diaz.
Listen to that clicking.
No, that's him rubbing his hands. He gets,
Yeah.
He does that when he gets excited.
Oh, now my son does it too.
Oh,
But
he
is that
brought
his
my
handies?
legs up top.
Is that his hand?
Yeah.
He's rubbing something.
Rush spanking his monkey.
There's lotion involved.
Humana.
Round and round in circles. Aw.
There goes C. There. Bye-bye.
Yeah, keep
All
all
right.
the tunes. Keep all the tunes. Keep all the tunes.
Those invoice.
Ring around the rosy.
There goes all the invoice.
There goes the
Yeah.
pie.
Ashes, your ship fell down.
What's next?
Ashes,
No, 2 stars. Anybody seen this? It's not 2.
Nope.
Nah, not yet.
Just a
It's
hair.
on the cusp.
I'd be worried. He
He
might have
ain't got
more
nothing
air.
left.
You ain't got nothing left.
Not
Goes.
Hey, you might throw some missiles.
Well, let's go with these missiles.
the thing is, he's had to use his regular air, his PvP air, and all that. Yeah, he's fucked.
I was trying to type in the chat then.
He's gonna let the time run out. He's done.
Did you really just try to type in glow?
He's trying to tell everybody 2.
That's
One
one.
star.
He's a lie.
You are live. Everyone can see.
It's not 2 stars.
No,
The thing is,
Roy,
1 star.
Roy,
Just bring up your log, Roy, and
get
show.
the victory. You get the victory. Type in global what the percentage is.
1.
That's simple.
Yep.
Bring up your log and just show us. That's all you got to do.
Oh yeah, that too.
well, the thing is, because of Kickside, once it hits a certain percentage, it'll jump up to the next star.
It's
Right.
it's giving me 36 hours. So what did it do?
You can't deploy.
That's 76%.
76%. That's not a 2-star.
Nope, that's a 1 star. Well, they're showing.
1 star. Nice try.
No, it
It shows two
It
stars
shows
plus
2
83.
stars.
I'll be
Let's
sending this
see,
whole
not-
video into Storm Chaser, and he can decide what the hell's going on with that shit. Because
I
it's
told
got 1
you.
star on mine,
I think she's right. It bumped
Once
it up.
it hits a certain percent, even though you know damn well by what you saw, it's a 1 or 2 star. Even if you hit and for some reason, I don't know what it is, but there's something with it. Once it hits a certain percentage, it automatically gives you the next level star, regardless if you actually achieve it.
It never showed 2-star on my screen.
Yeah, it did in the attack log.
Yeah,
attack log it did.
Yeah, it gave him plus 80. It gave him plus 83. Showed 2 stars at 76%.
Yep.
But it shouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Oh, that's all right. You just 100% him and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now.
The thing is,
What?
that's one thing.
Did I just wipe him out like that?
Damn.
I'll walk
Air
it out.
flat.
I'll walk it out. Let me walk it out.
Air
walk
flat.
it out.
1 pass.
1 pass, he's flat.
Who's your daddy?
He goes, hey, yeah, I was already here.
Air flat, 1 pass.
Just like great.
Well, it's like, you know how if you hit a base and you get 95%, you clearly only got a 2-star. It will show up as a 3-star destroyed if you post it in global.
Yeah, if you get 98%, it comes up as a 3.
Yep. I don't know what it is. It's something Kix has always.
As soon as I cover my base again, I'll show everybody what he lost to get this.
They need to fix that. You should not get a 3-star if it's not 100%.
You shouldn't get a 2-star because that was bullshit because it didn't show 2-star on mine at all.
Not from what your base bars were showing.
You should only come up with I attacked such and such 98% or 99%.
According to this, I lost 1 Omega Ravager in his base.
Just one?
Just one.
In all confidence, he was sick when he went dropped out.
He lost 1 Darkstorm, 6 Fairlinks, 2 Caretakers, 1 Elite Siege, 1 Herald, 5 Furies, 1 Nyx, 1 Poly, 1 Omega Jug, 54 Spartans, 9 Fairlinks, 32 Ravagers, and 6 Envoys.
Hands down.
Ouch.
Roy's the winner.
So 76%. And a partridge in a pear tree.
But that's why I don't understand. He was attacking me. It never made it to 2-star.
Nope.
No, like I said, it was on that cusp, but I knew it was going to happen just as I was saying it, and you finished it and showed it. I said he's gonna get the 2-star. He's gonna get awarded the 2-star.
I'm gonna send it to Darkstorm. This is kind of funky, don't you think?
Yeah.
Let them maybe evaluate the situation because that is just weird.
The thing is that's been an issue for over 2 years now.
Well, I do have to say though, he got 76. If it was 75 or like 74 or under, should have been the 1. I can see 75, 76, 77, etc. being ranked as 2, but you should not be able to get that 3rd star until you 100% flatten somebody.
That's right.
At 98 or 99%, it should not go into global as I destroyed. It should go in as an attack, and it should list the 98%, 97%, 99%. Whatever.
It should say I hit, not I destroyed.
Right.
Now that just shows that Kickside still got a little more tweaking to do. I mean, it really does show it.
And the thing is, you know what they're going to say? It's not priority because it does not actually affect gameplay.
Well, in all honesty, it does affect gameplay, but again, it leads to a larger discussion of its value of each building destroyed and rebalance of the entire base.
Exactly.
And we're already on the cusp of the original topic with buildings that are now going to deploy defenders and the new walls. What are these new values going to be? what is it really gonna take now to get a 100%?
No. I agree with it. I think it needs to be fixed, but I'm coming at the standpoint on other issues that can, to most people, be considered affecting gameplay. Where Kickside has returned and said it doesn't. I'm preemptively thinking of the responses we could possibly face with trying to address this.
I'll get there in a minute.
And now he's saying, nice job, Roy, on a dead base.
He can cry all he wants. He lost his ass. I'll see him in 2 days. And now we're going to go invade his sector because of that. Because he came here. Why not? Right?
Anyway.
Playing some lunch.
Can I say something?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you. That starring is wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And the other thing that people miss is your Thor and rares. Because when you get hit, they take X amount and you lose X amount, but it is never the same.
Yes, you're absolutely right. It says in the listing
stars. It's all fucked up.
It's way fucked up.
The thing is, it's supposed to be what 50% of what you hold a person takes.
It don't work that way.
Or some ridiculous ratio, and yeah, it's never the same. I can go into a base and walk away with nothing, knowing damn well I should have walked away with a freaking honeypot.
So it's not just the stars; it is the as well.
Just for the record, and I want to make this clear: 2 tunes from a level 43. That I have no respect for him, but
he claims it was lag. I just told him he's just not a good PvP player.
Jackass?
He did not lag. We watched it live. He was controlling units.
No lagging.
There was no.
The only people lagging in that situation is Roy being in Hangout and it transferring to YouTube. That's the only lag anybody.
The only ones that got to see lag was YouTube. That's it, because there was no. There was no lag. I didn't lag.
No, you had issues where your units didn't respond immediately, but then
at the beginning, yeah, I couldn't get my damn things off the bottom. As soon as that fixed, hey,
once it caught up, you were fine. You were controlled.
But no, I'm not going to cry lag. He got technically. I still say he got a 1-star. I never showed my screen saying 2-star. That's one of those things I really want Storm Chaser to explain to me how it says 1-star, but then shows tech log 2.
Right.
That's what I was saying. Like I said, and I'll say it, and I don't care if you like the word or you don't like the word. It was a cunt hair away from a 2.
Yeah.
Roy.
Was it a Swedish Norwegian blonde, or was it like one of them really thick curly?
Yeah, at this point, it was a redhead, and it's really angry because it didn't work out the way it should have.
I like redheads. That's fine with me. I'll go with it.
Roy, do you remember what your resources was before the attack?
Yeah.
So how much did you lose, but how much did you actually lose?
Remember, I hit him right after, so I'm landing real easy. Well,
you just look at, you can just look in your logs and see it.
Right here, actually, what I lost. Hold on, damn log is now lagging. Going back to my paper.
He's still complaining, saying that he didn't lag. I'm like, go watch the show, damn it.
Well, the thing is, the hard thing about watching the show is we're going to get what he's going to see what Roy produced during the time, and it's going to look laggish because he's running the Hangout.
Oh, he can do whatever he wants.
So you can't say go back and look because you'll be like, see, there was lag. See, I'm grabbing my vagina. There was lag.
You got 120 million oil.
Alrighty.
I'm not touching that one.
3 million.
No, not me.
Damn, I just had that thought run through my head too.
Hey, I'm talking over each other. I want to answer Nut's questions. According to this, he got 122 million metal and 3 million 3,000 oil and 7,800 in Thor.
But how much did you actually lose?
Not no near that.
Exactly. It's all fucked up. The stars,
the attack loss,
everything.
Oh, he's saying you're peeing him now.
Oh, he sent me a PM, and you still suck. Watch the show, and you'll see it never went to 2-star. And you lost so much, by the way.
You hurt his little
Oh,
pride.
he's upset. There was no lag. And there
No
was no lag.
Oh,
Roy, you kicked him in his vagina.
Oh, I did. Evidently, I'm going to wait till I go flat in his sector, too.
We can do it Sunday if you want. Don't do it live.
We might, depending on what the CC. Too many people might be doing CC upgrades.
I'm not.
You mean
I'll go.
Thursday?
No, I might do it Thursday. Who knows? I got so many people requesting to talk to me. What the hell? I just realized I had like 5 people in request.
Boot them all.
Okay. Right. Let's do shout outs, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the champ, of course.
Champ.
He fell asleep.
Champ, shout out.
Woke up on his thing.
He didn't fall asleep. He passed out.
I was on mute, sorry. Yes, I was just saying, shout out to you guys on the panel. Thanks for having me. And shout out to you guys, YouTube. Change YouTube to you guys. Thank you.
Okay, short, brief. Iron Hand.
Okay, short and sweet. Thank you, everybody, for coming, everybody on the panel, and interesting discussion, leaving a lot of things to think about. That's it.
Short and brief. Okay, Killer Queen.
How did I know I'd be next? I jumped in late. Thanks for whoever left. Sorry if you did leave for unforeseen reasons. Happy, hope everything's okay. I saw you left as well. YouTube, always good hanging out with a bunch of different faces, a bunch of different opinions. To the panel, always have fun here. Thanks for having me on your shows Sunday and Thursday. And have a great week. And keep at it and look forward to Wednesday. And like I said previously on my show before, when Wednesday rolls out with the new rollouts and the game comes back up and shit gets screwed up, do not be mad. Do not be surprised. This is a pretty big rollout, so do not anticipate the game coming back up smoothly. So just stand by, and when they get the kinks worked out, they get the kinks worked out. They're working for us, so we need to be patient for them.
Kinky.
Servers do need a warm-up.
No, servers are going to need a freaking prayer, but that's Nutcracker.
Thanks for the panel. Cheers, Roy, for invite. Thanks for everybody on YouTube coming along. All I can say is get your Thor and Res stored up, ready for Wednesday. It's going to be saturation day.
Yeah, you might want to get your Thor and Res Tuesday night because everybody's going to be screaming for Thor Res Thursday.
Well, luckily, we don't get that in our sector, but get your Thor and Res. I mean, mine's backed up 200 mil. I'm ready for it. Let's hope you lot are.
Well, I know I am.
Stand by, grab hold.
Bend over, grab your ankles. This ride's going to be rough. Sandman, you're up.
Shout out to all the guys and women out there. I enjoyed it. And hands down, Roy, you were a winner, 1 star.
Yeah, he was a winner. The other guy was a wiener.
We got the winner and the wiener.
You're up. Brandy.
Oh, I thought you said Sandy. Sorry. Thank you to YouTube for showing up and having fun with us. And it's always a pleasure to have the panel as they come in throughout the show. It's always fun to see what's going to just pop up and just, especially in the sector. And that's my shout.
She said it was fun
Alright.
to see what pops up.
That goes Huntsman.
Shout out to everyone there in YouTube land. 100,000 meat points for you all. Here, everyone on the panel, thank you all for having me here. 1 million meat points for each of you. Roy, for kicking at it, for kicking ass and defending your base so well. An extra 5 million meat points. Champ, for that awesome display. Another 10 million meat points. I'm out of meat points, so I'm out of here.
Where can we trade those things in?
I've been waiting for that answer for a long time.
If you must ask, then I'm sorry, you cannot know.
It's
under
our
his,
pay grade, huh?
it's under his CC.
At www.gobuyme.com.
Hey, and,
Now I'm envisioning the beer fest lineup. If you gotta ask, then you can't afford it.
Pretty much that.
I'm still waiting on Weed Fest.
Venom, your shout outs.
Oh well, I got 3 things to say. First off, shout out to Huntsman. Although him referring to slinging his meat around, I think I'm officially gone vegan.
Not meat.
I know. You're talking about me, your drink. I just like to tell you that I was being funny.
You freak.
Somebody changed the vowel.
Yes, I did.
Can I buy an E, please? Because that's what Venom wants. He just wants to buy an E now.
I want to buy an O.
I had a person who shall remain nameless chime in during the show with some information about deployable units from these buildings, if and when. It's not ironclad and totally, completely ironed out. But I don't know if you want me to give you a little bit of information or insight, or we can just talk about that in the after show, so you can tease it for the next episode. That's up to you, Sir Roy.
Yeah. I guess I'm the last one finally tonight. I want to give a shout out to everybody that showed up. Every different brand and wherever, you guys are always welcome to show up. That's the way it works here. It's always going to work here. I'm not going to change that rule. We're going to be live again Thursday. I'm feeling a PvP night coming on Thursday night.
Yay!
Here's the thing. It's also going to depend on the CC.
Yeah.
So let's be honest. It might be closer till next week. We have PvP. Or I just might have a random live show. Who fucking knows with me? I do crazy shit, right?
Do you ever?
The CC will call the DC.
Cap everyone and then jump by attack log.
And Kickside will lose meat points.
I might just do a random Tuesday night, grab as many people online as I can to do PvP. For the fun of it.
Count
I
me
might even try getting Killer Queen to jump with us.
I might feel froggy.
I got a couple ideas where you can jump. Sorry, I know she's your woman. According to YouTube.
According to Discord, according to the whole entire community.
I know. Everywhere I go, is it? I actually got a PM. Is Killer Queen and Nut really together?
No.
Somebody asked us if we were married.
That would be a Killer Nut Queen.
My question is, first, how the fuck do I know? Second, why the fuck would I know? And third,
and why the fuck would you care?
Exactly. You tell me
why do people ask these questions?
But Venom, did you hit on all 3 points?
I think I did. Did I?
Okay, making sure.
Cashew, pecan, almond, Killer Nut Queen. Yes.
Killer Nut Queen. I like that.
Be aware there might be a PvP show coming up randomly. Also, I am going to put on a ladies' night this month.
Boobies. What?
Boobies. Oh, I'm there.
Oh yeah.
I'm shooting for the Friday after the event, which will be.
Are we still live?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't say it then.
Play it.
Damn.
Only problem is we're banned to the sidebar in that one.
Bound chicken brown.
I'm shooting for the women to have ladies' night the 31st of this month, the last day of the month. It'll be a Friday night.
And Nutcracker's going in the closet this time.
Oh my God, I am buying a 30-pack of beer for that night.
So that is my goal for ladies' night on the 30th. We'll see how that goes. Still wait. I'll wait to see if that's a possibility or not. No, I haven't really, put everything out there for find out who's available.
So is this back to stockings again?
Well, all I know is Killer Queen and Brenda are going to be in charge of making sure Killer B don't get on and ask crazy questions again.
Right.
Oh my gosh, those questions. Oh wow. Hey, I'm not complaining. I banked out on 2 of the 3 questions, so hey.
You really can't complain.
Can't complain when you walk away with 350 gold just for being a freak.
Yes, you
can't argue with that. I mean, you just can't argue with that, guys. I mean,
what? You had 350 gold.
He ended up.
She did.
I got 350 gold off of that night show with the 3
Right.
questions. It was 10,
Where's
15, and 25, and I got.
Where's
the
that
10
fucking pink tutu and stockings gone? I am going on the show. If this is sexist. This is very sexist.
Well, not
Why
if you're
can't
gonna
we have
get-
a men only night? And then get gold
Men
for
don't
doing
pay
shit.
us. That's the thing. I don't know if there will be a gold giveaway this time, but who knows? But the women.
Regardless, it'll be a good time.
That's what else is there with you ladies at the helm. Who knows what's going to happen?
Right, that's it. I'm going to sort out a fucking show where it's men only night.
Sausage and meat.
We'll have strippers in the
Nutcracker,
background.
Nutcracker, are you sure you can handle us ladies?
The thing is,
problem.
Nut, if you're going to get onto the ladies' night show, you better go sit in a tub of ice for like
Start
a week.
shaving
so his
those damn legs.
No, so his nuts end up in his throat and he can talk like a woman.
Hey, if I get 350 gold, I'll shave me fucking legs.
Oh God.
Okay, Nut.
I'll pay you 50 gold to do it
I'm
live.
No,
Now we know.
I'll do it live. You give me 350 gold, I'll do it fucking live.
No. Wait. For 350 gold. For 350 gold, ladies out there.
$5 is Nutcracker's legs.
Oh, wait. I got this. For 350 gold, ladies out there, he doesn't shave his legs. He uses an epilate on his legs.
Oh.
No, he can wax his legs.
Well, you could honey him or wax him.
Yeah.
I think epilate is the ultimate torture.
Hot wax.
150 gold to have somebody wax his ass and see.
You might pay. I think you pay somebody else 150 gold for that.
So
You can wax me fucking.
Roy just wants waxing his ass.
Oh, we better get out of here before we start really losing.
Oh, this
ladies,
definitely took a scary turn.
I think we did already.
I want to literally say thank you for everybody for coming out. Thank you for the panel, rotating people in and out. And I just want to say it was fun, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Me.